Happy Friday, everyone. Thank you for joining me. I'm Becky Tobis, and I am the Crafty Chamarita, and I come to you live every Friday on Facebook at 12 o'clock on Guam. And right now, the Pacific time is at 7 o'clock. So whether you're watching me live or you're catching me on the replay, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much for joining me. Today, I am so excited because I'm going to be sharing with you a new pop-up card that's been making its rounds for the past few weeks, and I knew when I saw it, I knew that I wanted to give it a try. So hopefully this gives you some inspiration to try this card. It's perfect because Easter is just right around the corner. But before I show you this, let me just remind everybody that the new annual catalog is going to be coming down the pipeline. So you'll be seeing some products that you haven't seen before. We're so excited. So we're in the phase now where we can do a pre-order for those new products. So don't be surprised, when you see something new and you're wondering, wow, how come that's not in the catalog? It's going to be in the new catalog. So I'm in the process of ordering the new catalogs. And if you are a current customer with me, then you'll get the catalog for free. I'll get it into your hands in a few weeks or so when the catalogs get here. And if you're not a current customer, but would like to be, all you have to do is place an order or take one of my classes, right? So really easy, easy peasy. Okay, so let me go ahead and turn my camera to my workspace so that you can see what we're going to be doing today. So although I'm doing what's called the pop-up card, I'm also using the Faith collection with it. And I've featured this stamp before, but because it's religious in nature, I just felt like it was so appropriate to use it with this pop-up card. So I just wanted to show you. So I'll be using some of the images and the sentiments from this stamp set. And then for the card I'm demonstrating today, I'm actually taking it from the Paper Pumpkin kit. This is a beautiful kit. So hopefully you had the chance to order it. And if you didn't, I have one kit left. So if you'd like me to reserve it for you, then just let me know. It's beautiful. Let me just give you a sneak peek at that. What's inside the kit. Look at this. Look at all of these gorgeous designs, right? With the daisy flower and the bumblebee. Just so pretty. So pretty. Okay. Oops. Let me try to close that so I can put it away. All right. So let me show you what we're going to be making so that you can ooh and ah with it. All right. So this is called the pop-up cross card because it does exactly what I said it does. It pops up. Can you see that? It's a 3D kind of card. And if you wanted to go the extra step, you can also put a base in it, an easel, so that the card stands up like that. And I'll show you how to do that as well. All right, so let me get my papers out. The most difficult thing about this card really is just doing the cutting. So it's an easy card to make. Despite the fact that it's 3D, it's actually very easy to make. Okay, let me lay out the pieces for you. I'm not going to go through the dimensions because there are just too many. So I will post the dimensions when I post the pictures for this. So this is going to be the card base in the bottom, and then you're going to need another piece. This is actually going to go on the back side because that's where you're going to write your message and stamp your sentiments, right? Okay. And then for the front side, I have to have my notes here. This piece is 5 by 5¼ and we're going to score it. So I made the mistake of doing this, so let me kind of warn you about it now so you don't make the same mistake. So this is very close in, when you look at it, right, you can't really tell which is 5 and which is 5¼ So just measure it. So this is 5¼ this way, so I know that the paper, the cardstock, is facing the wrong direction. So I want it to be at the 5. Sorry, I'm just gonna grab some water here. So it has to be 5 width, okay? All right, let me get my scoring tool, and we're going to score it at 1. Okay, let me move this down because it's not in the screen. We're going to score it at 1, 1 and 7/8, 3 and 1/8, and then 4. I like to use my Simply Score tool. Hey Trine, thanks for popping in. I like to use the Simply Score tool because especially when you have a lot of scoring to do, and if you want to have precise scoring, I just find it so much easier to use that than to use the scoring on my trimmer. Okay, so we've got these scored, and then let me show you the pieces. So when we put it on the cross, it's going to look like this. Now, for this design that we're going to do, I opted to make the middle part where the cross is going to be different, right? You can do the same thing, or if you want, you can keep them all the same. So I wanted the cross part to stand out, so I'm using a different designer series paper for that. Okay, so I pre-cut it and I pre-mounted it, so that way you just have to kind of watch me put it together. All right, so the way it's going to go is this. The first one is going to be a valley and then a mountain. And then I'm just going to turn this around, valley and mountain. If you get mixed up, just know that but when you're done folding it, it should look like this, right? Because this is the part that's going to make the cross, okay? And let me go ahead and put my pieces together. I did this wrong. This is supposed to be going over here. So just a note for you guys, if you want to use the same designer series paper all the way through, make sure that when you cut these two pieces that they're, because you're going to actually need 2 of this, right? So I cheat and I put 2 pieces under together. But then if you want it to be a streamlined image, then make sure that this is one image, only cut one here and then cut this one. When I show you the other card that I made using the scene, then I think you'll understand a little bit better what I'm talking about. So I'm just going to glue this down. Now you can do it either way. You can glue it down before you fold it, or you can glue it down after you folded it. Personally, I like to glue it down after I've already burnished the fold lines, just so that I have a better idea of where the edges are. Okay. And this one's going to be a skinny one. Looks like my glue is starting to dry out there. And this is going to go on the side. This is the side piece here. This is going to be the middle part where that forms the cross. I just discovered something interesting today, and I'll share it with you just in case it affects you. So on March 10th, I did 3 orders from Stampin' Up. And of the 3 orders, I only received 2 of them. They came in about a week, so that's normal. My last box hasn't come in, and when I did the tracking for it, I realized that the 2 boxes that came in shipped from the Salt Lake City Distribution Center, which is right, Stampin' Up is located in Riverton, Utah. So those boxes that went through Salt Lake City came fairly quickly. The other box, for whatever reason, was routed through San Francisco. So that's the box I'm still waiting for. So I had to call Stampin' Up and I said, what's going on? They all mailed, the order, I ordered it all in the same day. And so they said that they'll look into it, right? Just wanted to let you know that. So I jokingly told everybody in our chat, in our team chat, I said, when we place an order, we'll pray that it goes through Salt Lake City and not through San Francisco. the abyss of San Francisco, because then it's going to take forever to get our packages. All right, so this forms the cross part, right? Very simple, very easy. Okay, now we're going to take the card base and we're only going to glue the side panel, because this is the part that's going to stay fixed. Everything else is going to move. Okay, so let me put my glue here. I should have checked to make sure that my glue wasn't going to be problematic, but it's okay. We'll just roll with the punches. Now, there's not a lot of wiggle room, in the sense that the space that you put around the edges is really only going to be about 1/8 of an inch. Okay. And I've done this several ways where I put this down. So what I was doing before was I would glue this down and then I would just kind of, eyeball it and put it here. But the problem is that if I got that a little bit wrong and it's tight, then when I folded this down, then it would be a little bit problematic. So I'm going to try something new today, right? So I'm going to kind of just fold it like this, because this card is meant to be folded so you can fit it into the regular size envelope, right? So I'm going to fold it down like this, and then I'm going to glue it. That way, when I fold everything, it should be a seamless fold. I shouldn't have a problem with it. Right? So I'm just going to pick that up, put it with the fold, lay it down, and there you go. We're good to go. Perfect. See, perfect fold. No problems at all. Right? Yay! Okay, so now we've got the base of the card ready, and now we're going to put on the middle part of the card. So I just kind of eyeball it. I look to see that the cross part is in the middle, right? So that it doesn't extend past it. So like, you don't want to go like this and then it folds out and then it cannot fit in the envelope, right? So I'm just going to kind of eyeball it. I'm going to put glue here in the middle. And then I'm just going to lay down the top part of my cross. And I think that's the middle. I know I have the camera like right here, so sometimes it's a little bit hard to get the measurements right because that thing is in my face, but it's okay. Now, next thing I'm going to do is let me stamp my sentiment. And this one says, let your faith be bigger than your fear. And what I'm going to do for this is I'm just going to stamp it, and then I'm going to fussy cut it. And that's mostly because I didn't want this, when I put it on, it felt like it overpowered the yellow part. Oh no, that doesn't look too bad, right? You know what? I changed my mind just because I'm lazy. And I'm just gonna adhere it like this. My original intention was to fussy cut it, but it looks all right like that. So I'm gonna go with the easy portion, the easy way. Come on, glue, be my friend. And I could just wiggle it to make sure that the placement is right. Let your faith be bigger than your fears. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to stamp the back of it, right? So it could be anything. What should I do? I didn't mount a stamp for this. He is risen. God is love. You know what? We have get well cards to do for our card ministry. I think I'll do the thinking of you so that it can be a get well card. Okay, and then I think I'm just going to use that part here. Okay. See, it's not hard, right? It's not a difficult card to make at all. Or you know what, maybe what I'll do, I changed my mind again. I think what I'll do is I'll just put it like that. And I'll do another one here. Because I really want this to be more like a get well card so I can use it for our card submission. And I want to use a get well stamp. So I think I'm not going to, because I didn't get a get well stamp to put it here. I'm not going to adhere this on yet. I'm going to stamp it first and then I'll put it on later on, right? And this is the way the card looks. Let your faith be bigger than your fears. Cool, right? Okay, let me show you another card that I made. I forgot which paper I used for this one. And this one, the color is Pretty Peacock. I put He is Risen for this. And then the backside says God is love. And then I just used the little sunburst, you know, for the image. And then here, I decided to use gold, and I did, I made this a sympathy card with sympathy, and the back I put, this is not a Stampin' Up! Card, I mean stamp, don't tell. May the comfort of God's love fill you with hope and peace. That's one thing I put in the suggestion box all the time. I wish Stampin' Up! Had more religious and spiritual kind of sayings, right? We need more of that, okay? And then this is the one I was mentioning to you. When I cut this out, this is a scene. So I cut this piece first, then I cut this piece, and then I cut this piece, right? Okay. That way it looks like one scene, one image. Okay. Now this here in the back is where you can do the easel. So when you cut the easel part, it's just really one strip like this, and then you glue it. You glue it like so. And then you put it in the back here. Now, obviously, I can't put it here because it's going to cover my thing. So I opted not to do it. So what I did instead was I realized that when you do the easel part, you can use this to also write your message, right? So just make sure that where you stamp it, it's not going to be covered by the easel. Okay, and I'll give you the dimensions for this as well. And the way the easel works too, it's cool because it folds in. So everything folds down so that you can fit it into an A2 envelope and you can mail it like this. Or you can put it in the clear envelope and everything will fit. Cool, right? You guys like that? I hope you do, because man, this card was so much fun to make. I really enjoyed making this. So as I mentioned to you before, I will post the dimensions. It's a lot, right? And I hope you understand my notes, because I put, you know, different notes just to help myself. Like, for example, if you want to use an alternate, oh, this moved, oh no. If you want to use a contrasting designer series paper, which panel is that, so that you cut it with the right dimensions. Okay? All right, I think that's it. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out. If you are following me, I appreciate that. And if you're not, please follow me or please subscribe. And if you're not part of my email chain and you'd like to be, just give me a message and I'll include you. Can you pin the dimensions here in the chat? You know what? I don't know. I'll try. I've never done that before, right? That will be something that I aspire to learn. Because a lot of times when it comes to technology, we have to learn something new out of necessity, right? So we just have to try it, right? Okay, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching me. Next week, I'm not sure if I'll be able to come on live, but if I don't, I'm going to try to pre-record something and upload it so that you can see it. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody, and I'll see you next time. Bye.